Hello everyone, welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I hope everyone is all well out there in the world and doing good in life. I'm here to talk about Arsenal versus West Ham United. Match preview Saturday, 3 p.m. UK time. A game where we seem to love getting points at Arsenal, but when we play them at our gaff, we always get hammered. So, and I'm here to discuss it. But before I get started, please do smash a like on the video. Goes a long way. It really helps me out on the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Also goes a long way. Hit notification bell, and if you want to become a member of the channel, check out the membership stuff. Right, let's start off with West Ham. Now, obviously Nuno is at the wheel, and Monday night's game was a very good result. Mixed performance for me. First half poor, second half better. It seemed like Nuno got into them at half time and they come out a completely different side. They weathered the storm and they didn't collapse under the pressure of conceding a goal. There was big decisions that Nuno made on Monday night, and like I'm going to be honest, I was quite shocked that he sort of banished James Ward-Prowse from the squad completely. Like he comes in on the Thursday, I think it was, and then on the Saturday does the training sessions and all that. Come the Monday, he's banished from the side completely. James Ward-Prowse. Now, is it the right call or is it not the right call? Banishing him from the squad, I think, is a bit strong. From the team, I agree. Right, he shouldn't be playing. Yeah, but he's the sort of player that you need with experience on the bench to see a game out. James Ward-Prowse is no worse than Guido Rodriguez, and Guido Rodriguez is still here and still living at our club. It doesn't really do anything of any note. These with one thing with Ward-Prowse, he has got some sort of ability with set plays and set pieces. Right, if you're chasing a goal and we need to like whip in corners or something against the side, it could be effective. I didn't want him playing from the start, right, and I was very much like against when Pot was playing him. Right, why is he starting and why is he on the pitch for so long? But Nuno banishing him from the side, I think, is a bit strange. I think there's something personal between them two, which we will never know about. But nevertheless, it is what it is. He's also sort of gone at Jean-Claude Todibo, which I'm going to be honest, he doesn't get half as much stick as James Ward-Prowse, and he should do. He should do. He's a new signing. He's a man that we paid £34 million for this summer, just gone. He needs to be doing better. He's not doing nowhere near enough to warrant starting a game. He's got a rotten attitude. Personally, I don't think he's going to be here come January. I think he's gone, right, if I'm being truthfully honest. I look at him and I think he thinks he's better than what he is. I think he looks down at West Ham to a point and thinks, well, I've come here, and ever since he's come here, he's had 3 different managers. Right, he had 3 different managers, and the technical director, Tim Stein, is nowhere to be seen because he's out of work also. So, it's a bit of a mixed bag with Jean-Claude Todibo. Doesn't get as much criticism as others. Now, with the team against this Arsenal side that are quite a sort of fierce side at the minute, we're without, obviously, Thomas Souček. Thomas Souček's not there. He's going to be serving his final game of his 3-match ban that he got against Spurs. So, it's going to be another game, West Ham. Right, West Ham are going to find this one tough, right? And it's a damage limitation job for me. Right, it is all about going to the Emirates and not getting hammered in this game, right? Because I think personally, for morale and for us going into the international break, there's losing a game and going out losing a game, and then there's getting outplayed and absolutely destroyed in a game. And before Nuno come in, that is exactly what was happening. We was getting beat heavily, and the game was pretty much done after an hour, right? And I don't want to see that anymore with this side. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about Arsenal. This season's the final season, basically, by the looks of it, with Arteta. Yeah, there's many people that are Arteta in, Arteta out. Some people are very much of the case that they have to win a trophy. They have to win the league or the Champions League to warrant this man staying. He signed some good players, I must admit. Gyökeres hasn't hit the ground running. People are going at him a bit too early, right? But he will score goals. Eze is a great signing, right? He's a man that is Premier League proven. He's done it at Crystal Palace for years. He's a perfect sort of player for Arsenal to open up teams when he has to. Scores big goals. And Arsenal have been building this side really for the last 6 years. I remember when Arteta he come in sort of 2 weeks before David Moyes come to West Ham, and he obviously won the FA Cup in his first season at Arsenal, and then obviously it's been up and down road with Arsenal and Arteta and the fan base to a point. Like, there's many people that I know who sort of support Arteta, and there's many people that are very much against Arteta and say that he has to perform now. I think he's had enough money, he's had enough time. The time is now to deliver. Now, last weekend against Newcastle, I watched that game from start to finish. I thought Arsenal were very much rattled in the game, and they went 1-0 down, pretty much against the run of play. But one thing I did notice is they sort of threw everything at Newcastle last weekend, and they did get the result that they needed, and that was the 3 points. Obviously, against us, they are going to be deadly against set pieces, right? We are the perfect team for Arsenal right now. We can't defend set pieces, and they love set pieces. Their set piece routine is very, very good. It works very well, and we're gonna have to be on the ball in this one. Like, I'll be very shocked if West Ham don't concede a goal this weekend from a set piece, because we just can't defend set pieces. Now, obviously, it is the return, and we always like to mention it, especially us West Ham fans, of Declan Rice. We're going to be up against Declan Rice. Now, for me, it wouldn't be a bad old game if you put Freddie up against Dec. It really wouldn't. I look at this game as pretty much a free hit, right? And if in free hits, you have to use players, and you will see what players are really all about, right? At present, our midfield is a bit up and down. We've got a lot of inconsistency in midfield, but Freddie did play on Monday night. He did come on. He did do pretty well, and we sold Dec 2 years ago to Arsenal, and we're hoping that Freddie Potts can be the new Declan Rice for us moving forward. Now, I am going to speak about team selection now. I'm going to start with the goalkeeper. Areola goes in goal because Mads Manson can't defend set pieces, so there is no point having him in goal. Right, so that's pretty clear. The back four is an interesting one. I need Wan-Bissaka back in his side. Kyle Walker-Peters done a good job on Monday night, but I want to see Wan-Bissaka on one flank. I want to see Juve on another flank, and I want to see like fullbacks who can get up and down the pitch with ease. Yeah, we all know how good Malik is, right? I said it after watching him in Austria, I think it was, or Switzerland in the pre-season. I said, this kid's going to be dynamite for us, and I stand by it. Well, I think he's absolutely excellent. He's crossing the bit. He's very good. He gets up and down the pitch, and he done really well on Monday night. Two centre halves are going to be interesting. Obviously, Mavropanos is going to be playing against his former club, and Max Kilman is probably going to be the mainstay centre half. Like, Max done better against Everton, but we need a lot more from him. It's a £40 million player, so we need a £40 million performance from him on Saturday. Now, I'm going to come into the midfield. Tricky one, this one, because I think Freddie done all right on Monday night. I really do. And Magassa seemed like he grew into the game. And it all depends on how West Ham want to go around this game, because I think set up in a low block, try and be hard to beat, counter-attack. One thing I noticed with Freddie, he was very calm, and he seemed like he had loads of time on the ball. Right, every time he got on the ball, like the game slowed down to his pace, sort of thing. Now, he ain't gonna have loads of time on the ball against Arsenal, but I do think this might be the perfect game to chuck him in and say, right, this is your time now. You're up against a really good side. Go and show the world how good Freddie Potts is. And I would go with that, because this is a game. This is a free hit for West Ham. West Ham get anything out of this game, right? We will be celebrating throughout the international break. So it is what it is on that. So I'll go Freddie Potts in there. I would probably go Fernandez, and then I'd probably go Paqueta, and I'd leave Magassa for now. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought Magassa was okay, and it's very hard, because it's like any mixture of them players you could have. Like Paqueta, personally, I would drop Paqueta, because the way he's been performing recently, he hasn't been great, right? But I think we're going to need him in this side to sort of play the passes for the attackers. Now, I'd like to see Freddie Potts in there, and whatever combination it is, I'll accept it either way. Now, let's come to the attack line. Monday night, both these wingers were perfect. Somerville, excellent man of the match performance. Jared Bowen with another goal. Exactly what we need. We need players in positions that they love to be in. One thing I want to see happen with Crysencio Somerville is balls played over the top for him to run onto. Yeah, not balls to his feet. We have to turn and try and beat 3 or 4 man, because I just don't think he's that effective in doing that. He can carry the ball well, not a problem, right? And he can do it okay. But I would like to see West Ham play a ball down the side and let him run onto it and basically have defenders backtracking. Right, I need defenders backtracking against him rather than every time he gets the ball, they're all engaging on him like early and dispossessing him. Obviously, Jared scored the goal. Very quiet on Monday, but he popped up with a goal. And he scored a goal last year at the Emirates and got the win again. And, he does like a goal against Arsenal. I will say that, Jared. And finally, to the striker front. Nicholas Füllkrug, for me, was awful on Monday night. And people was trying to give him praise when, there was none. Like, he didn't do enough. Like, in 90 minutes, he played the whole 90 minutes. He did not do enough. Now, obviously, I think Nuno's going to go with him from now till January. I think Callum Wilson's going to be the backup option, like when things are going sort of south with West Ham. But nevertheless, I would like to see Füllkrug do more in a game other than just running around and just headering the ball up in the air or just flick-ons. He has to be a bit more of a presence. Now, in this game, he's going to have 2 centre-halves who are going to be right up for it. Saliba is probably going to be, I don't think it's going to be Gabriel, so it'll be the other centre-half who Arsenal have in there, and they're going to give him problems. Do you know what I'm saying? So, Füllkrug needs to be better in this game on Saturday. Simple as that. Now, predictions time, ladies and gentlemen. I've got 2 predictions for this game. I really have. My heart is saying like we're going to lose 2-0, right? But my head is basically saying that we could get rolled in this game, and it could be an hammering. Like, the Everton game was good, but if Everton would have took their chances, especially early in the second half, it would have been a completely different game. I think it all depends on when Arsenal score in this game. If Arsenal score, in fact. If Arsenal come out the traps and we can get to half time and we're still in the game, I'll be over the moon. Right, I will be over the moon with that. I feel like this game's a damage limitation job. Don't get hammered. Don't get sort of annihilated that we go into the international break, licking our wounds, and then we've got a big game against Brentford to sort of recover the situation. I think it's all about the performance, and the result is a bonus here. If West Ham get anything out of this game, I'll be ecstatic. Absolutely ecstatic, right? But I don't think we're gonna. I really don't. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think they're a good side. I think they're excellent at set pieces. I think they know now that the handbrake is well and truly off, and they've got a strength on the bench. They've got a lot of going from Arsenal at the minute, which is very, very hard to say, but it's true. It's fact. They are a very good side. So it's going to be tough. I am going to say a 2-0 Arsenal win. I don't think we score in this game. I think we're going to set up in a way to sort of try and counter Arsenal, but they have got a lot of pace in defence with like certain individuals there. If we can get a goal, if we can score first, we might have half a chance of getting something out the game. But they are a very good side, and I think it's going to be just too much for us. And it's all about the performance, and the results are bonus for me. I'm not expecting much on this game, and it's a tester for Nuno. It really is. This is the one where you're going to look at it now and see, right, what can you do with West Ham? If he can get something at the Emirates against Arsenal, and he's 2 games in, he's either got a point or he's got 4 points. Tell you what, the signs are very, very good. They really are. Anyway, that's enough from me. Take care of yourselves out there. I won't be around tomorrow because I am going to a funeral, and it's going to be quite a sad day for me personally. But I will be back on Saturday for the afterthought and player ratings and all that game. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, hit notification bell and all that. And I will see you again in the next one. I hope West Ham put in a performance, but just don't get hammered. Peace.